This episode of Hunting Hot Seat is brought to you by Beretta. 500 years, one passion.
Nothing gets a hunter's blood boiling quicker than when a conversation turns to pen breeding. And that's the topic of this week's Hunting Hot Seat.
David, there has been an explosive amount of interest in pen breeding. It's a very controversial topic. Is it good or bad for deer hunting?
Gary, you are hitting on my hot button. I think it's terrible, and I know, my place is here in Texas. I'm not going to be very popular for this position, but I wish there had never been a whitetail deer put in a pen other than for scientific purposes. I wish it hadn't happened. When you start handling deer, you turn them from a wild animal into a livestock.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little more tolerant of some aspects of it than you are. Here in Texas with the managed lands deer permit, they will allow a landowner to pen a wild deer with native wild does and release them after the rut, so you improve his mathematic contribution to the herd. I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
But the pen breeding of tame deer, I don't like it either.
Let's make management about the wild. Let's keep deer
that is
wild.
wild.
No, you don't. You have to catch
That
those
is
deer.
wild.
You have to put your hands on them, and when you put your hands on them, you have turned that wild animal into some type of livestock. Don't do it.
That's
Keep
not
deer in the
livestock.
bushes.
That's not
Keep them
livestock.
wild.
But-
do not put them in a pen and call them deer. They're not wildlife anymore when you do that.
I don't like bringing deer from other areas and mixing genetics of subspecies from Wisconsin with Texas. I worry about disease. I worry about their being out of place with their hair and everything else.
And too, Gary, it takes away the special nature. This is a hill country deer, or this is a northern deer. Now you got them all mixed up, and it's just not right. Leave deer in the wild. Don't
Well, there are magazines I used to love to read. I read every book, every sentence in there, and I can't even stand looking at them now. It's nothing but breeding
You look at a
advertisements.
deer now, you don't know if that's a wild deer or a Frankenstein deer. Leave deer wild. Leave them in the bushes. Don't handle them. Don't turn them livestock.
I've spent a lot of time in the woods and I've never seen a pen. If you want to see a pen, go to a zoo.
This week's Hunting Hot Seat was brought to you by Beretta. 500 years, one passion.